Okay, I'm Ty McAtee,
I'm Eric Robinson.
and today we're going to introduce to you how to deal with group conflict and how to turn tension into good results. So our first slide speaks about why resolution matters, and it matters because teams run on chemistry and timelines, and they need to work together to achieve good grades, high quality grades. When the roles and expectations are lousy and they're not pinned onto somebody, groupthink begins to happen, and people rely on others to do things that they could do themselves. It's not about winning an argument with another person. It's about seeing both sides and picking the better option.
There are three different kinds of tension to watch out for. There's affective tension, ideational tension, and procedural tension. Affective tension means people or feelings are clashing. So it's like, for example, the tone could be sharp and people could be feeling dismissed. Ideational tension means ideas will differ from another and we can agree on a goal but not the overall solution. And procedural tension, it means the process in which the problem, when to meet, who decides, or how we will evaluate options. So label the type aloud. Say, this feels like this process issue, so we have two different solutions. Naming it correctly points to the right fix and can help prevent personalizing the disagreement.
Moving on to constructive conflict. Constructive conflict helps improve workflow and puts the group together. When you invite alternative views from others, you see the problems with the work that you're putting out, and you tailor it more to the deadline criteria rather than letting it go. It also stops groupthink, which is a quick agreement that ignores alternatives to protect the harmony of others. And the benefit is not only a better decision today, but the group also exits with shared standards, and they understand the views of each other better.
Moving on to destructive conflict. Destructive conflict has warning signs. First, the talk shifts from ideas to people. You are wrong replaces this evidence is weak. Second, roles and decisions are missing. So no one knows who to call or to show how to close. Third, time pressure plus silence lets the first or loudest idea win by default. The fix is to separate people from ideas, restate rules, and agree on a decision rule before debating even further. When we repair the structure, emotions calm down and the overall reasoning improves. Moving on to the next step, which is how to resolve fast, the 4-step process. So using a simple loop, firstly, just pause. Take 1 to 2 minutes, breathe, write the problem in one sentence, and then agree to continue. This will lower heat and will clear thinking. Nextly, paraphrase. So confirm the needs with, for example, what I hear is, this checks understanding and shows respect. Next, set criteria. This is really important. List 2 or 3 must-haves that any good solution must meet. Examples: deadline, budget, and basically any required features. Lastly, pick a path. Generate 2 or more options. Compare each to the must-have, then choose. Record owner and due date. This loop protects the relationships and produces clear decisions every time.
Moving on to what to say when there's a group conflict. These are some examples. I hear you want X because Y. Did I get that right? This shows that you understand what they're speaking about and their outcome as well. So there's no reason to fight. But there's more reason to solve the problem. On the other hand, you can say, before we choose, what must this option include? What must a good option show? This shows that you're focusing on high quality work and meeting standards. And lastly, there's the phrase, let's list two options each, then score them against our must-haves. So this shows, are we focusing, are we staying on topic, and are we drafting critical ideas?
Next, we'll talk about roles that reduce friction. Assign 3 light roles at the very start. So the first thing is the initiator, which proposes concrete options so the group debates something that's real. Next, the gatekeeper watches the airtime and invites quiet voices with questions like, for example, Sam, what do you see? That's just one example. Next, lastly, the recorder writes the decisions, owners, and due dates where everyone can see them, and then shares the minutes. These roles prevent circular talk, protect inclusion, and create a record. They take minutes to assign so that they could save hours later.
Taking these ideas to chapter 4, the book we had to read, there was the idea of leadership, which is a democratic style that invites ideas and builds buy-in. The autocratic style fits rare, urgent calls. You just choose the style that fits the context the best. There's the topic of identity, and using we language lowers defensiveness and reinforces shared goals, so it shows that you're trying to work together and not work for your own outcome. And then there's the decision tool, which basically entails the standard agenda, which gives a longer version of the loop that we spoke of in the previous slide. So you just define the problem, you analyze it, you set the criteria, generate options, and you choose the best outcome.
Before we get to references, we'll explain why these matters for student teams. So these skills give 3 wins: faster decisions, fewer reworks, and calmer projects in general. When we name the type of conflict, match the response style, and then run the 4 steps that we have mentioned earlier in the presentation. We protect our time and our grade. The roles we keep everyone involved and accountable. Good conflict is not drama. It is a repeatable process that makes our work clearer, quicker, and a lot better and efficient in the long run.
One that speaks about conflict mode, the different types of conflict. We have one that speaks about ways to go about solving conflicts, so the developmental sequence in small groups. It's a psychological study. And then we have one directly from the book that we read, which is simply the book. That is our presentation. Thank you for your time.
Yep.